The astronauts on board NASA's Artemis II mission are attempting to fly the furthest from Earth that humans have ever gone. So how does this journey to the moon compare to other famous space flights, and what should we be looking out for? This is $40 billion worth of rocket. On top is the Orion spacecraft, where the crew is strapped in around 25 stories up. You can think of this as the heart. Wrapped around it is 730,000 kilos of rocket. It stands 98 meters tall, just slightly taller than Big Ben. And that dot in the distance, that's where we're headed.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
When a mission like Artemis II launches, most of the action happens in the first few minutes, and as we take off, there are a few key moments worth paying attention to. At around 10 kilometers above sea level, we reach the top of the troposphere and move into the stratosphere. This is one of the most dangerous points during a spaceflight because it's where the spacecraft undergoes the maximum level of pressure and mechanical stress. Around 2 minutes after launch, at the top of the stratosphere, the solid rocket boosters will separate, and both the 16-story high boosters will land in the Atlantic Ocean a few minutes later. The astronauts will hit the Kármán line, the point commonly thought of as the beginning of space. That will make them part of the roughly 650 people who have ever made it here. At around 8 minutes, the massive orange fuel tank separates from the rest of the rocket and the Orion spacecraft. Roughly 340 to 400 kilometers above Earth, the rocket will pass the International Space Station. Within the first 30 minutes, Artemis II will move past tens of thousands of satellites in low Earth orbit. That includes Starlink, the Hubble Space Telescope, and plenty of space junk. Then it keeps going, past the highest point reached by Sputnik 1 in 1957, past Gemini 11 in 1966. At 1,659 kilometers, we pass the highest point reached by Sputnik 2 and Laika the dog. We're orbiting the Earth now, and at around 10 hours after liftoff, Artemis II will begin moving into higher orbit. By 20,180 kilometers, it will pass the GPS satellite network. After a 24-hour systems check, the spacecraft will perform the burn that sends it towards the moon. Orion will separate from any remaining rocket and continue on alone. Because while the moon looks still from Earth, it's actually a moving target. Artemis II won't fly to where the moon is, it has to fly to where the moon will be. By now, we've reached the distance where Artemis II is expected to fly past the moon. Exactly how far that is will depend on when the mission launches, because the moon won't be in the same place every day. This is currently the furthest humans have ever travelled from Earth, a record set by Apollo 13 in 1970. But Artemis II could go even further. Its lunar flyby could reach around 426,500 kilometres from Earth, further than any humans have ever travelled from home.